nigga never made a move. That boy the beat, that's the hammer in his feet. These boys all brittle, tried up fragile. I never moved crippled cause I got 2 feet. Provided my own bills, boy, nobody bad me. The grind is impeccable, I've been chasing decimals. Now it's like me and the money is inseparable. Catch the best shit that I'm sending to you. Yeah, anything is possible if you put your mind to it. I've been through it, but I've been disputed. Now I feel like a champ, bitch, I'm undisputed. Thought I conquered the whole game, the hustle never been lame. Pretty soon, fucks don't remember my name.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing out there? Welcome to Talk US Tuesday. We give it to y'all each and every Tuesday. I got to thank the fans out there for coming through as y'all usually do each and every week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with my co-host, Ryan Thomas, in the building. And we also got the chocolate girl, Miss Sharon Millen is here. We are excited to be back, baby. Listen, to all my fans out there, let me let y'all know this in the beginning. Make sure y'all go and y'all subscribe to the Ignorant Thinker Podcast on all platforms, all right? Because there will be more recorded shows. There will be more live shows. We will be doing more things on YouTube this year. So I want y'all to be in. I want y'all to be in tune with things. But y'all know as we do, we come with the trash-ass players each and every week. Ryan Thomas, hit me with one of your trash-ass players.
I got the Bills.
The Buffalo Bills?
I got the Buffalo Bills, and this the reason. The reason because Buffalo act like they ain't know how to play with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's like they forgot to know how to play. They left everything in Buffalo.
Why they do that, Ron?
When they went to Kansas City, it's like they forgot to know how to play.
Why did they do that, Ron?
I guess afraid of the big lights.
Could they possibly? Oh, never mind.
No. I finna say it for you, Miss Shannon. To be honest, they might have choked on purpose.
On purpose?
On purpose.
What you mean on purpose now?
Because they had not got that far in 20-something years.
Well, I wouldn't say that would make them do it on purpose, though. I think they had every intention of winning, right?
I mean, yeah, but you didn't have that, but still don't show up. And they did not show up whatsoever. Okay. They quarterback got sacked. They act like they cannot run the ball. And Dennis said it a while back, to beat Kansas City, you got to run the ball.
You got to run the ball. They was up 9-0. You was up 9-0. I keep telling people, this is why I picked the Browns to beat Kansas City. Why? Because they can run the ball. As you can see, it was a much closer game with the Browns than it was with the Bills. But ain't nobody want to listen to me. You know what I mean? You got to run the ball. In order to win the playoffs, you need to run the ball. That's my thoughts. That's just the way it is, you know. But I do agree with the Buffalo Bills being trash. I'm going to have to say I agree with that one. My trash-ass player is Tom Brady. That is my trash-ass player.
Why, Dennis?
Because the first half...
Nothing negative about Tom Brady. You breaking the rules. You can't criticize Tom Brady.
Hey, on this show, we gonna keep it 100.
We gotta keep it. If you're a real fan of all the real fans of Talk You-ish, you know the trash-ass player rule. 3 turnovers, you become a trash-ass player. I don't care if you win or you lose the game. There are rules. He had 3 turnovers in the second half. He gave Green Bay that game, and they didn't win it. And that's basically what I'm saying on that. So Tom Brady is a trash-ass player for that. You got a problem with it? Take it up with Tom. He in the Super Bowl now.
Hey, I agree with it. I agree with. Can I give you my trash ass player?
Yes, you can.
It's
Yes.
not. It's not football related. It's It's basketball. It's NBA. Is that all right? Is it all right?
All right.
Oh yeah.
So my trash ass player is the whole Brooklyn Nets team.
Oh, they did lose to the
The
Washington
whole
Bullets. Well,
Brooklyn
Wizards.
Nets team. The reason why is, since James Harden, first of all, they went out and got James Harden. That's the first thing. They let him come there. That was the first mistake, and I called it from the beginning. All up and through every sports group I'm in, I said their lack of defense is going to get worse as soon as he walks in the building, and I was correct. So he comes to Brooklyn, and they become the highest rated offense in the history of the NBA. But guess what? Also, they are the lowest rated defense in the history of the NBA ever. Of any team, ever. At the same exact time. What kind of nonsense is that?
They don't know.
But what you expect when you got a head coach and an assistant that don't play defense? What y'all thinking?
Honestly, I thought that the whole time. I said they're gonna run a D'Antoni system. I thought this the whole time.
I did too.
I thought it was gonna be a little bit of a mix with of a D'Antoni Steve Kerr system. That's what I thought they was gonna do until he hired D'Antoni. Then I said no, he all the way in on his system.
They got rid of their primary. Well, I shouldn't say only or primary. They got rid of defensive players in the trade.
Yeah.
And they replaced it with James Harden.
And then they just went out and got
team where you already had firepower. You already had Kyrie and KD. So you got firepower. You bring on more firepower.
No.
And no defense.
My thing was
that's just crazy.
My thing was who's gonna have the ball at the last minute? Who's gonna take the shot?
You know what? I don't know. I guess whoever they flip a coin. Okay, Kyrie, you gonna do this one. Okay, next one you gonna do this one, KD. Oh, we ain't forgetting about you, James Harden. We want you to get that triple double, so we gonna give you the. I just don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense. Plus, I can't stand James Harden anyway. But to me, it was just a waste bringing him on this team. And a lot of people thought that KD and Kyrie were definitely coming out of the East and going to the finals. Now that James Harden showed up, I called it. I said they're definitely not coming out of the East now. I don't care what changes they make between now and June. They're not coming out of the East.
I said they still got to deal with the Miami Heat. They still got to deal with Toronto and Philly and Boston. Those teams right there.
In my opinion, they got to deal with the whole East because they're not playing defense.
Yeah.
They have to fear every team in the Eastern Conference right now.
I'm gonna have to agree with that because they just lost to the Washington Wizards. Wizards.
You lost to the Wizards.
Because I was calling them the Bullets, but the Wizards.
And I mean, they're not a terrible team. I had a chance to look at some footage of the Wizards today because I hadn't watched them play. And I'm starting to see what's going on with the Wizards, but I'm still studying it, so I'm not going to comment yet. They're not as bad as it looks, as it appears.
No, they need another piece, though.
What's going on? But
they need another piece, though.
Yeah, they do. But I'm just going to say this again, just for emphasis' sake, and just so to save this for posterity, I'm going to say it again. They're not coming out of the East. The Nets are not coming out of the East now. They should have never put James Harden on that team. And I said it. I've been saying it. So y'all go ahead now.
Ryan, who you got? Ryan, who you next one, Ryan?
No, I got Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers? As a trash ass player?
Yes. I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But explain that.
No, I mean I finished with my trash ass players.
I thought you
my
said you
top
had two
five
trash
players.
ass players.
Tampa Bay, my favorite. I got Green Bay, Packers, and
Oh,
I
I
got
ain't
the
hear
Bills.
Green Bay. Why you got Green Bay? I
Oh,
ain't
you
hear
didn't
Green Bay.
say Green Bay.
Well,
I,
the
You
Green
didn't say Green
Bay,
Bay.
the Green Bay, my bad. The Green Bay, it just was so many missed calls in that game
missed calls.
to me. Missed call.
You talking about the referee?
The ref, yeah, the referee was looking at holding,
Hold
and
on,
they
hold on,
did not make
hold on,
no
hold on,
call.
hold on.
Missed call.
Wait. Let me get this straight. Tom Brady threw you 3 interceptions in one half, and you tell me
Okay,
referees is the reason you lost.
wait.
That's what you're telling me.
What about the holding call, Dennis?
You telling me about one call and Tom
No,
Brady?
no.
Listen, no. You
I,
gotta listen to me.
wait a minute.
I
I
watched that
went
whole
back.
game.
Wait a minute, Dennis. I went back and watched that same game. It was 4 wide receivers for Green Bay get holding in the touchdown area, and the referees were right there, and they did not even make no call.
Okay, that was one play.
There were 4 different plays.
No. That was one play. I know what play you're talking about. That was
4
one play.
different plays.
There was another play that Lazard ran by. He was so wide open, he could have jumped in a pool full of money, and nobody would have even known on the offense because wasn't nobody paying him no damn mind. He was that wide open. He could have did jumping jacks and everything. His defender fell on the ground.
Dennis,
And Aaron Rodgers ain't throwing the ball.
Dennis,
But we talking about the referee.
let's talk about the referee.
No. You ain't talking about. Listen. When I take my ass whoopings, I don't take my ass against the referee. I take my ass whoopings. I'm tired of Green Bay getting all these fucking passes. You was the number 1 team in the league. You got your ass whipped. That's it.
Dennis. You know.
That's it. Listen, I was so glad Talk You Ish wasn't last week that we did the wrestling show, because I wanted to hear all these excuses all these fucking Green Bay fans had. Oh, the referee this. They got papers out and shit like that. Tom Brady threw you 3 interceptions. That was your recipe to win the game.
Should have won.
You were at home. Tom Brady is the number 5 team. Tampa Bay was number 5.
Then
They had hard. Listen, these Waka Flockas had all away games. They ain't playing home until the Super Bowl. They came in your house where it's supposed to be hard to play in Green Bay because the weather is a situation with Tampa Bay until they get to the NFC Championship game, motherfuckers. But that's what they did. They came in and they beat you.
It is.
They beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game too. I had to bring that up. That still haunts me to this day. But listen, you got your ass whipped. That's all I'm trying to tell you, Ryan. At home, that's what happened to you. I ain't here about no referee. You ain't take the referee to see how you got that whipping like that. They also made my trash ass players too.
Green Bay made the trash ass players list. Yes.
Hey, they got their ass whipped. They got their ass whipped.
I had Green Bay and the Bills in the Super Bowl, and neither one of them, as my grandma would say, ne'er one made it. Don't make no sense.
I ain't have Green Bay, nor did I have the Bills in the Super Bowl.
I did. I had the Green Bay.
I ain't had no faith in Green Bay, and I ain't had no faith in the Bills.
I was looking at the momentum. The only reason why I had let me tell you the main reason why I had the Bills in the Super Bowl. The main reason, because I wanted to see them get to the Super Bowl.
Just and lose again?
So they could lose on a field goal. I left this time. Forget why I write. So,
oh my goodness.
Just so I can laugh when they lose on the field goal.
Oh my goodness, man.
I'm really joking, but I don't know. I didn't really know because I can't stand neither one of the teams that were left. So, my team wasn't in it. So I just picked anybody, really.
We got to read comments.
Yeah, my trash, my last trash.
Somebody about to say something. Where them where Andre at? Where the Packers fans? Where he at?
BJ said, yo.
All year.
Let me see. Marcus Betts said choked on purpose with question marks.
Yeah, I don't
BJ
understand
said,
that.
and the other guy, Marcus Betts said it again, choked on Perkins. Ryan Thomas, goodness.
I just
He
it
said
was
he said they could have never ran the ball. Who goes to the chip game and lose on purpose?
I was
Now,
joking
Okay,
about it.
y'all, chill with the on purpose. We get it.
Marcus said it
My
4 times. He
dog,
done wrote it 4 times.
calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Calm
was
down, Marcus.
AB
It's
joking.
AB gonna
okay.
say Brady's better than Wentz.
Who said that?
AB.
Who said
Marcus
that?
Betts said the Chiefs were just better.
I don't believe it.
AB said he's not surprised by Harden. Harden
I
great
don't believe
offensively,
it.
but is horrible in the other side. Trisha Joy said, yes, Sharon. Leave my team alone.
I
Ramona
love you,
Dow said,
Trisha.
hey y'all. AB said, laughing my ass off. Josh Bailey in the building. He's a Packers fan. He said
No,
that's about to get Draymond.
whatever.
Ramona Dow said the Bills. Ricky
I can
Bobber
really
said
say
horrible
whatever
play
to you.
calls by Green Bay coach. Yeah, that was a horrible, but that's who I had as my trash ass player. The goddamn coach. You telling me that it is 2 minutes left in the game and you kicking a field goal like you play next week? My
You
man,
can't.
what
They
are you doing? This is
took the
it.
ball out the hands of
This is it. Like this, I understand you got 3 timeouts, but this is it. It's either you don't get the touchdown, you put your defense back on the field, whereas though they got the advantage, where Tom Brady plays with, just a short field trying to get a first down, and you call them 3 timeouts. That's it. This is it.
What Ricky Bobby talking about? I'm tripping on her Chiefs. I ain't said nothing about the Chiefs. Oh, because I didn't have them in the Super Bowl. No, Ricky Bobby, I didn't have them in the Super Bowl. No, I did not.
I don't have them winning the Super Bowl. Marcus Best said, what's up, Ricky Bobby?
Well, now that they
There's a
made
lot of
it,
9 calls. Let's just say Brady didn't win. That defense saved his behind, and I hope that the Chiefs light them up. Okay.
listen. Let me say this to you, Marcus. History is going to say that Brady won. I don't care what you say about Tom Brady. I don't care what the stats say. I don't even care what the eye test say. Brady fans have selective memory. And after the game is over with, they put everything on Tom Brady, everything great on Tom Brady. It was because of Tom Brady that they won all them Super Bowls at New England, right? That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
I can name 2 that he was not the difference maker. But whenever I say this to people who are Tom Brady fans, they shoot me down like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I actually did research. I actually pulled data, looked at video, and reached my conclusion. This is not a hate Tom Brady statement, but that's just what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, Marcus. So you might as well just get used to it.
Yeah, we know Ron.
This time next year, they're going to be saying, look what Tom Brady did at 42. He did this. They're not even going to talk about who really won that game.
They still ain't, because I'm here to tell y'all right now. My pick for who's going to win the Super Bowl is Tampa Bay. I'm here to tell y'all right now. I'm picking Tampa Bay.
Well, I can tell you one thing. If they do like Green Bay, and if they don't play them like I have been telling people for the past 5 years to play Tom Brady, I don't care what team he's on. If you don't hit that dude and throw his ass on the ground, you will not beat him. The reason why the Giants beat them in those 2 Super Bowls, why? Because they put his tail on the ground. That's why. You got to get him out of his rhythm. He does not like to be hit. And that's what I was going to say about Josh Allen. He doesn't like to be hit either.
I don't know what Josh Allen showed up in that game after the first half.
He got sacked too much.
Listen, after the first half, I don't
doesn't
know.
like to be hit. And when you hit him, that type of player that don't like to be hit, that's how you beat them. You get them out of their rhythm. They can't see nothing. They knocked all crazy. No, they get gunshot. They start to force the pass because they're afraid of getting sacked. So they start forcing it and trying to create stuff, and they mess up. That's how you beat them. That's
exactly.
And people,
and they don't.
Steelers year in, year out, they would not fortify that defense to go kick their butts. And that's why the Steelers couldn't get past the Patriots all them times. They should have beat them 3 times in the AFC Championship game and couldn't do it.
Yeah, one year, and a lot of people was blaming that on Cordell Stewart. I remember that.
It was his fault.
It was
his fault, but it was also
didn't
the
wanna
defense.
say that.
The defense didn't do their job. You got to lay that man down on the ground hard. You got to let him know. You got to blitz like you playing in the Remember the Titans movie. You got to do that every time from kickoff, from the first whistle. You got to blitz Tom Brady and put his ass down. If you don't, you ain't gonna beat them.
No, Trisha Joy said her Jets are going to the Super Bowl next year. Congratulations. I put it to you like this, Trisha Joy. I do see your Jets winning twice as many games they won this year.
Stop it.
Well, that's a progress.
Stop.
Deion said this today. I watched Deion today. He said, if you win 2 more games than you won last year, that is progress. That is progress right there, okay? I learned that from Coach
Brown. Dennis, I agree that is progress. But I'm telling you right here and now, the Jets gonna surprise some people next year. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just gonna say that they gonna win twice as many games. Right now is February. February 2nd. So I'll wait to see how after the draft goes, and then I'll make my predictions.
How many games did the Jets win this past year?
They won 2.
Okay, so that means 4.
They won 4 games. That's progress.
You got to blitz all night.
You got
to make them remember.
You got to make them again. You make them remember the night that they played the Titans. Tell them again, Sharon.
That's right. You got to let them remember forever the day they played the Titans. That's what you got to do. That's what they got to do. That's what the Chiefs got to do. If they don't do that, they ain't going to win. They're not going to win.
Yeah. All right, so who y'all got for y'all certified players? I'm going to let y'all go ahead and go first.
I got Kansas City and Tampa Bay.
Okay, now why you got Kansas City?
Because Andy Reid, he came up with some good plays. Andy Reid came up with some really good plays. That's why I got you.
Now, why you got Tampa Bay?
I got Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay.
No, you don't like I forgot they're in your division. You ain't gonna say nice about them.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Who you got, Sharon?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Because they're the Lakers, and I love the Lakers. So.
Well, I got the Sixers because they're the Sixers, and I love the Sixers. But not just that, we did pretty good. We've been closing out games lately. Doc Rivers is one coach of the month. They starting to come along a little bit here. And B starting to look like the player that we thought he was going to be now. It's really starting to get the ball rolling.
Embiid was my second certified player.
They starting to get the ball rolling here. I really don't want to talk about him that much because I think I'm going to jinx him. That's all I'm going to say, though.
No, keep on talking about that.
But we just talking about this past, 2 weeks. So
yeah,
talk about it.
Right. This past 2 weeks, they really been doing good. I was a little nervous on that Lakers game because they was up 13 with 3 minutes left. And they let the Lakers come back on them and almost lost the game, but they did what they needed to do. And I got to give it to Houston, too. Houston won 4 straight since we've been talking about them. Won 4 straight. Boogie been balling, man. I've been trying to tell him.
Did you read my notes or something?
No, I ain't reading notes. You got the same thing?
Let me piggyback off of you. My second certified player was Joel Embiid. The reason why is because just perhaps, he took this offseason a little bit more seriously this time. Mm-hmm. And maybe he took better care of himself. And maybe his head might be just steered on the right direction. I also believe Doc Rivers has been a difference maker with Embiid. I just got a feeling that those two kind of bonded since he got there. I feel that I have a feeling that Doc is kind of that dude that he needs in his life, not just basketball, but in his life. And I believe that they've made a connection and that Doc is probably bringing out of him what we've all seen was supposed to be in Embiid the past 4 years. And I think he's finally realizing that now. If Joel Embiid takes this game as seriously as he should, if he develops some Mamba mentality about his ass and keeps himself in shape, Joel Embiid could be the finest basketball player in the game. He is that talented, in my opinion. I said this years ago, but it's his mentality that has kept him from it over the past 3 seasons that I've been really watching him, that he's hasn't excelled.
You know what?
What? Go ahead.
You know what, Shannon? You're not the only one that said that, too. Shaquille O'Neal been saying that, too, for the longest.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Shaquille said it. And if Shaquille gives a compliment to a center at all in this game, that's saying something.
Right. And I heard Shaquille O'Neal talked about that the other day. He said Embiid to be one of the best big man that ever played the game.
He could.
Long he take the game serious.
Well, let me tell you, the biggest difference that I see in his game this season versus last season is he has finally developed a game with his back to the basket. He has finally improved that. Last year, he got maybe this much better, but he still wasn't quite there yet.
Right.
I've seen he's playing much better with his back to the basket.
You know what else I like about him this year? His court vision has got better. Because they used to double team him, and he used to turn the ball over. But his court vision has got better. Yes. And I used to say that was the difference to me between him and the Joker. It was like the Joker, his court vision was through the roof. Like, you know, if you come double team him, his pass, he's passing the ball anywhere. Like,
that's because if you watch Joel, he didn't used to turn his head enough.
No, he didn't.
That used to bother me. His head was too stationary. It was too stationary. And you got to move around. You got to move your body around. You can't just be this way. You can't just be that focused when you playing in a basketball game. You can't do that. And you can't look at everywhere you're looking. You got to look with your eyes and not let them know where you're looking at too.
Right.
And he wasn't doing that. So I can tell a difference in between this Embiid and the last 2 years Embiid. Secondly, oh gosh, trouble about to get on. Oh, okay. Secondly, you mentioned Boogie Cousins.
I heard Embiid.
You mentioned Boogie Cousins.
Right.
A lot of people gave up on Boogie when he was still sitting on the bench. Was he at the Lakers last? When he at the Lakers?
Yeah, the Lakers. Yeah.
He was just sitting there on the bench. And I put on some sports group, I said, no. You watch when he comes back and he's given the chance to play, and watch what he does.
And I said,
it's gonna be like Carmelo Anthony all over again. It's gonna be the same type of deal because he's been waiting to play. He's like a sleeping dog, just waiting. I'm just waiting. Y'all think? You just wait. Give me a chance to play and see what I can do. And then here come Boogie Cousins, lighting it up, being the Boogie of old. And you know, I wasn't always a Boogie Cousins fan. When he was in Sacramento, I couldn't really stand him.
I always was a Boogie fan.
No, I was not. I didn't start liking him until he started at the Pelicans. That's when I started liking him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I always get this argument with my brother Tom Shine, but I always say if the Sixers would have drafted Boogie Cousins instead of the boy from Ohio State, which I don't even feel like saying his name.
Hey.
It would have been a better situation for the Sixers, and we probably would have never started that tank and trust the process situation.
Well, they didn't. So you are where you're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boogie, I was not always a Boogie fan, Trisha Joy. He had to grow on me. But he's grown on me. He's gotten my respect, and I'm watching him. I hate Houston, so I can't cheer for him, but I'm watching him.
Who? I honestly.
And I love John Wall. I love John
that's
Wall.
What I said. That's John what I said though, Sharon. When he first hurt his Achilles when he went to New Orleans, I said, well, if he heal up, if he go play with John Wall, he'll be a better player because the that familiarity and
They
you know
played
that
together in Kentucky.
right that teammate
Yeah.
love right there. They gonna be right back in it's gonna bring the joy back in this game. I said if they get together, it's gonna be something nice. When I seen them get together in Houston, I said this is gonna be something nice right here. And a lot of people don't even see it, but this is gonna be something nice. But who else you got over there, Ryan, for your certified player?
I got Tampa Bay. That's it.
Oh, okay. Who else you got on yours, Sharon?
For certified,
The certified.
um, I'm gonna take time. I see Trisha Joy is in here watching, so I got to say this for my girl Trisha Joy.
She is watching too. Shout out to Trisha.
Shout out to Trisha Joy. I'm gonna say LaMelo Ball.
Oh shit! Not my boy. I gotta
Yes.
give him my LeVar Ball. This not my boy. Not my boy.
LaMelo Ball. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say LaMelo Ball, and I'm gonna say Russell Westbrook, and I'm gonna tell you why. People. Let me do Westbrook first. I am sick and tired of the Westbrook hate. I'm so sick and tired of it. I'm like up to here with it, and I'm really tired of it. He's a monster. He hasn't been playing very well, but like I mentioned to you earlier, I have started taking time to really go back and watch some of the Wizards games. I'm trying to figure out what their problem is. I don't necessarily believe it's him.
I don't believe it's him, and I don't believe it's the coaching either. I believe they need another piece. That's what
I believe they need another piece, but I think that's where I'm leaning. But I want to watch it a little bit more. But what I am sick and tired of are these articles that I'm seeing with his face on it, trying to blame everything on him. And then they're trying to feed this narrative that Bill is happy he wants to be traded. Well, he just flat out came out and said, I don't want to be traded. That's a lie. I never said that. Okay.
They usually now hold on. Be honest with you.
I just saw that today.
They usually mean they're gonna get traded though. But I'm gonna let you go ahead.
They might be. They might trade him, but he's saying I don't want to be traded.
Yeah.
That's a difference. And I'm sorry, but I'm really sick of that. So shout out to Russell Westbrook leading them in the comeback in the last 5 freaking seconds of the game, or 10 seconds of the game, to beat the Brooklyn Nets. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. Brody been balling, and I love him, and I'm sick and tired of it, and I don't want to hear no more hate from nobody about Russell Westbrook. That's one. 2 is LaMelo Ball. I said before he even got into the NBA, his daddy said he was the best baller out of all 3 of his kids, that he's the best one. And I believe it. And the boy can ball. When he started this season, I think his first game, he played great. And then like the second, third, and fourth game or something like that, he didn't play that much and he made some mistakes. And then the media rushed to pan him. Is he a bust already? I'm like, God damn, he just started. He's a rookie. What? And I'm like, okay, y'all need to stop. This is nothing but LeVar Ball hate. This is where you're going with this. Stop it. Leave that black man alone with his 3 kids and he got balling. Leave him alone. Everybody should be supporting this family doing what they do. Period.
Right.
Dude, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Hold on, Ryan.
The fans can't come in the arena to see him play. They should be all camped out all around the Charlotte Hornets arena to watch that man play. They should stand out there for hours to get his autograph. They should be doing everything they can to support LaMelo Ball because he has the ability to put the Charlotte Hornets on a map. They ain't been on the map before. And you got Jordan as the owner, the greatest person to ever lace him up and play the game, and then you can't build a team. Oh, he needs this too. So I'm shouting out LaMelo Ball because he been balling, and And it's a damn shame on those of y'all who have panned this boy before he even got started. It tells me you're nothing but fanboys and haters, and you don't know the game of basketball.
But honestly, that's the way that they've been lately. Fans jump on and they jump on and jump off the wagon. That's what they do.
It's one damn game. One game.
I'm trying to tell you, Shannon, that's how it is. But they only.
Do you even watch basketball?
But they only do that. They only do that to the guys that got the most hype.
Well,
they only do that to them.
I told you after the NBA draft, I gave you 5 players I'm watching in the NBA. I gave you those 5 on that day. He was one of them.
Yeah.
And he's one I'm rooting for. I'm
definitely rooting for myself. I got him. I even got him on my fantasy.
Well, I don't do the fantasy thing.
Yeah, I got him on my fantasy.
Y'all. I'm all hyped. I've been off the show for 3-4 weeks now, so.
And we happy to have you back. Now, Ryan, what was your question? Did you forget?
No, my question
go ahead. What
is, do you
think who ain't even on here, and I'm fanning already?
Do you think LeVar Ball, the father, put too much pressure on his kids?
No. I think what LeVar Ball did, I don't have a problem with LeVar Ball did. I don't have one problem with LeVar Ball did at all.
I got something to say too. Go ahead, Dennis. I got something for that. That's a good
I don't have a problem with LeVar Ball did at all. Like a lot of people do, like, he put all this pressure on his son. His first son wasn't really that good. His second son really a bum. The third one is really the star. But they all made it. Like, that's your goal as a father. You want all your kids to make it.
Right.
And that's what he did. Like, at the end of the day, that's what you want as a father. I'm a father. And I want my child to make it. So as I'm seeing this, I'm like, I don't know what everybody all upset about. I don't see a problem with it at all.
But
when everybody else kids go like that, it ain't a problem, Drew Holiday and his brothers got in. Ain't a problem. Just because LeVar Ball's out there talking to his dad, I think that's the only problem about it. But we ain't got that many fathers around here. So we finally got a black father that's out there doing something, and it's a problem.
Preach.
That's the problem. And this is why, and to bring it to a Tom Rashawn moment, this is why Father's Day is unappreciative. This is one of the reasons why Father's Day is unappreciative.
What?
When Mother's Day come around, there's a sale everywhere. When Father's Day come around, there's a sale at the hardware store. Okay? That's the difference on it. That's all I'm saying about it. This is exactly why, though.
Well, what's your rebuttal, Ryan? Because after you go, I'm going to go. I got something to say about this right here.
I just think he should never say nothing. Let they work ethic speak for itself. You don't got to be on all these different shows to say your kids are this and your kids are that. Let that work ethic speak for itself.
I like what he did. I'm sorry, I can't say that.
I just think that he put the spotlight on his kids too much instead of sitting back and let his kids work for themselves. But that's just me, though.
All right. Can I respond?
You got it.
Oh, you got it.
I think I'm the only one in this room that can say she's a single mama, since I'm the only chick in the room. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you this as a single mom, who raised a boy. Let me tell you something that you have to do when you're a single mom and you don't have men running all up and through your house, and you don't have brothers, and your father and uncles all live out of state, so they're not around. Let me tell you what you have to do with your boy. You gotta make him tough. You gotta say stuff to him. You got to do things to him, because the world is going to knock him down. And in order to prepare him for that, you can't coddle him. You got to do something to him to make him toughen up.
You do.
And if that means putting pressure on him, then so be it. It made him able to handle the player. I don't know if y'all have watched LaMelo Ball play this season. I have watched him play. And let me tell you something about that dude. And rest his soul, he reminds me particular instance in what I'm going to say.
He reminds you of who? I
Please,
missed it. I
people in
missed
the
it. Who he reminds
comments,
you of?
don't say it, Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
Let me say this. Please, people in the comments, do not waste your time putting crap in there saying, oh, Sharon said LaMelo is Kobe. That's not what I'm saying. And if you put that crap in the comments, I'm coming after your ass because that's not what I said.
Ooh.
What I am saying is that when I'm watching him play, there is a point in the game. There was a point in one of these games, they were down, I want to say it was about 8 points or something. And LaMelo, he was out for a break. He came back in the game. And you should have seen his face. You're talking about a locked in face, other zone. And I think he scored like 10 straight points. It was something like that. I can't remember exactly. Y'all better at that than I am. But it was something like that. And I'm watching him. And I said, whoo, boy, and this is a rookie. This dude is a real deal. He is prepared. He is prepared to shut out all the noise. Can you imagine being in the 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade, and LeVar Ball is your dad, and you gotta play and listen to his mouth constantly going all the time? How you supposed to concentrate and play? You learn. You learn how to. And now that he's in Charlotte, a place where nobody expects them to win, and
nobody.
you are supposed to be the face of the franchise, you, a rookie, he has to be able to not close all that out, focus, and win games. The boy is prepared because he got that crazy ass daddy. I didn't agree with all the stuff that he said when he went on those shows. I think there was sometimes he went too far with it, especially when he said, "Oh, he was better than Michael Jordan. I could have beat Michael Jordan."
Right.
That's just, but you gotta look.
I ain't listen. The only thing I was talking
You
about was
gotta
him
look.
bigging up his sons. I am not talking about him bigging up
I
himself.
got it. I
Yeah.
got it. But what I'm
My
saying
thing
is,
is,
you gotta learn to look beyond that and realize what this man was doing. And if you don't know nothing about marketing, you're not gonna see it.
Yeah, he was
I
a
know
marketing
about
genius,
marketing.
buddy.
I know what he was doing.
He was a marketing genius,
Yes,
but
he was. And what he did worked. The good thing about it is his boys can play. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say this here on Talk Your Ish Tuesday, right here and right now. Lonzo, he's not a bust, and he's not done. Y'all have not heard the last of Lonzo Ball. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now I'm sorry, I didn't mean to monopolize, but I had to get that
no,
out
but this
because
is
I'm
what I.
telling you, people have gone too far on how hard LeVar has made it for his boys. No, forget that crap. There's dudes. These are boys. These ain't girls. They're supposed to be grown ass men now. You gotta have broad shoulders. You can't be coddling them.
Because if you out there raising young
This is
black
the
men in
reason
this
why
world,
this is the reason why I say this league is soft right now because of that kind of thinking.
and
They
if you
couldn't have
out there,
made it. They could not have made it back in my day. They couldn't have made it with people calling you nigga everywhere you go. They
yeah,
couldn't have made it. They wouldn't have been able to. They would not have been able to focus and stay focused and practice because somebody called me a name. Oh, somebody put a name on Facebook. Somebody, no. People need to leave that family alone. People need to
I
be
like the
praying.
fact that and I don't remember exactly how many points he had, but I remember one game I think
I gotta take my
he
sweater
had
off.
he had over like 5 turnovers, and he was talking about how he turned the ball over. But then the next game he came out and he had a good game, and I was like, okay, see, he knows how to bounce back. That's the one thing I did like about Lonzo Ball. And then with him playing with Gordon Hayward, who for some reason it just seemed like he played when he wanted to play Gordon Hayward, but they make a good combination together. They make a real good combination together. But it just seemed like Gordon Hayward plays when he want to play. I don't.
Gordon has something to prove. That's what it is. Because what happened in Celtics has left Gordon saying, you know what, I got something to prove. I can't ride on nobody's coattails right now. I gotta prove something. I don't have the coach that I played for in college no more. So
Right.
I gotta
Right.
I can't I don't have that cover.
Right.
I gotta prove something. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I think he can play it. I think he can prove it there.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Let me get into this situation right here. Getting back to the NFL. You know, the Flying High podcast will be coming back to y'all this Saturday. What time?
Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m.
Eastern Standard Time. I got a question for you, and I know you can't get too deep into it because you want people to watch the show this Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But what do you feel about your new coaching staff?
I like it. I really like it because our defensive coach, he about business. He's not going to be soft. He's going to make them play. And if you look at the past 3 seasons, that been soft. Our defense been soft.
Okay.
He's from the old school. So we've been needed a defensive coach like this for the longest.
Yeah. Sharon is in the comments attacking people right now. I'm gonna say, my team also went through a new coaching staff, and I'm going to give the Dave Chappelle approach. That's how I feel about it. If anybody want to know what the Dave Chappelle approach is, when they first, let Cherry Red into the office, aka 45, Dave Chappelle said, "I don't know, but I'm gonna give him a chance." So I really have no idea what this coach is going to do. His press conference was real. It was too shaky for me. Too shaky. It was too shaky. Press conference was too shaky. This defensive coordinator that we got, he looks shaky. There's nothing on there that's for certain to me, as me being a Philadelphia Eagles fan, that's saying, you know what, I got high hopes for the next season. I really don't. So, like I said, if we win 2 more games than we won this year, it's a good season. So we won 5 games. We won 7. Well, it's a good season.
Now my question to you is, why y'all ain't give Deuce Staley the head coaching job?
I don't think that there will be a black head coach in the Philadelphia Eagles regime ever again since Ray Rhodes. I don't even think we will have a black defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator.
Ooh. Speak about it.
I just don't. Now, I'm not saying that our owners are racist because I know. Well, I don't know. I assume he's not racist because the things that he's been doing to help out with, the Meek Mills, prison reform, and, all that. So I assume he's not racist. And I assume, that they want things to go the right way. But I don't see it happen. There's nothing about that says fire Doug Peterson to me. There's nothing about that situation that says keep Howie Roseman. I mean, like right now, I'm really I'm watching football next season and I want to see what's going to happen. I'm really going to be dissecting these games as if I had a test at the end of each week. That's how I'm going to be watching football from here on out. Until I get a coach that I can believe in. But I mean, I didn't believe in Chip Kelly. I didn't believe in Doug Peterson when we first hired him. So
Chip Kelly, one word to believe.
Yeah, but I didn't believe in Doug Peterson either. I didn't believe in Doug Peterson at all.
I didn't know that.
So
I just didn't like the way he talked. I didn't like the way he dealt with the media. That's the only thing I knew about him. I didn't like the way he was. He presents himself.
Oh. Yeah.
That was it.
But that was my question on that. Now I got a segment called I Need Answers. And I want to know how in the blue hell did the Los Angeles Rams trade for Matthew Stafford and give up 2 more first-round picks? Before y'all answer this, do you know that Sean McVay has not had a first round pick in his head coaching career since he's been with the Rams. He has not had a first round pick since he's been with the Rams. That's number one. Number two, he ain't got no problem cutting his losses. Let me get that out the way too. He fired his defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and got a new one the next year. And now he had a problem with his quarterback, got rid of him for an older quarterback, which I believe better. I believe Matthew Stafford's better. But I don't believe he 2 first-round picks and a trade better. That's what I don't believe. But I believe he's better. I believe it was an even swap to be better. I don't believe it was no 2 first-round picks. You should have went and got Deshaun Watson.
I think Matt Stafford is a better quarterback than Goff. Way better.
Right.
He put everything on the line. He knows how to read
if he's on the field. If he's on the field. Shout out to Marcus Best because the best ability is availability.
Now,
go ahead.
I can say this. He do know how to read defense. And he let everything hang out.
And he got, I think he besides Tom Brady and Drew Brees, I think he has the most comebacks. I think he has the most comebacks as active quarterbacks.
Who, Matthew?
Don't quote me on that, but I think he got the most comebacks as the quarterback. Active quarterbacks. I think he has the most fourth quarter comebacks. Stafford. I think. Don't quote me on that. Matthew Stafford, yeah.
You mean this year?
No. This is since he been in the league. Because I think he got 35 fourth quarter comebacks. Yeah, but if Matthew Stafford stay healthy all season, I don't even think that they banking on him staying healthy all season because they still got the bull Woodford or whatever his last name is. They got the other bull still there, so they like if he fall down, we got another one to pick him back up.
I think it'll upgrade because
I know his record worth teams with winning records. He's 10-59. But Bobby, what I'm saying about that is
wait. Can I correct you? It's not Matthew Stafford.
He's not up there.
No, he's Matthew out of the active quarterbacks, fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Tom Brady. 2nd is Drew Brees. 3 is Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, Ben is 3rd. My bad.
And 4 is Matthew Stafford. Continue.
I ain't that far off.
I just wanted to get that straight. Continue.
I'm there.
I think he got better O-line.
I was wrong.
He got a better O-line with the Rams than Detroit. So it should
better everything with the Rams than Detroit.
Right. And he might just stay healthy.
I think the coaching is way better too. So I think that at all that stuff that he did to make Jared Goff better, if he put that much into Matthew Stafford, there's a possibility that Matthew Stafford could be in the MVP-ish conversation.
Ooh. MVP.
I'm saying it right now on February the 2nd. Is a conversation it's a possibility that Matthew Stafford could be in the MVP-ish conversation. That's what I'm saying on February the 2nd. I'm also saying that the Rams do have a chance if that defense stays nice. They do have a chance to win a Super Bowl on February the 2nd. That's what I'm saying. Make sure I say it on this day on February the 2nd. Now, Sharon, how do you feel about the trade?
I feel like they gave up too much to get Matthew Stafford. I don't think he was worth what they traded him for. That whole best ability is availability thing is very real, and he is the epitome of that. I always thought he was a good and serviceable quarterback, but he couldn't stay healthy. Now, I don't want to say he couldn't stay healthy. I think it's unfair sometimes. I think we say it very unfairly when we talk about players with injuries, and we say he can't stay healthy, as if the player has done something negligent to cause him to be injured all the time. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe that's really true. It's fate sometimes. Fate. I mean, no way in the world people are supposed to be that injured all the time. It's just unnatural. And I just don't believe that he can be faulted for that. So as far as the trade, who won the trade? I feel like right now Detroit won the trade because they got a whole gang of stuff for an okay quarterback.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Now, as far as what difference Goff is going to make in Detroit, have no clue. I have no clue. I never have believed in Goff. From
I never did either. But
from draft night on, he never should have gone first.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, Sharon. When they said he threw 5 interceptions in one game, I said I don't believe in him. Then it was like Carson Wentz went to Division I AAA school, something like that. Don't quote me on what it was, but went to that school. He went to North Dakota State. I said I don't believe in him, but this dude, Dak Prescott, I believe in this dude. I believe in this dude.
I believe.
That's why I said this dude. I said this dude, Dak Prescott. I believe in this dude.
Yeah, I believed in Dak from the beginning, and I believed in Carson Wentz from the beginning.
I
also believed in Deshaun Watson from the beginning.
I believed in Deshaun Watson. I didn't know nothing about. I didn't know that much about Patrick Mahomes, but Deshaun Watson, I believe in Deshaun Watson.
I didn't know a thing about Patrick Mahomes. Didn't even hear his name until he was drafted.
I'm not going to even lie. I did not know nothing about Patrick.
I knew something about him because y'all know me. I was a big Baker Mayfield fan, so when they played Texas
Tech, I just don't understand that.
Well, Baker Mayfield.
We're gonna have to talk about that offline. Why you are so? I mean, in detail, not just your standard answer.
Baker Mayfield. When I
don't want to talk about it now.
No, I can tell you right here. They ain't gonna take.
I don't even want to hear his name right now.
Listen, the guy that was playing for Oklahoma. Listen, I ain't gonna say the guy was playing for Oklahoma. I had just started. I had just started sports betting at the Poppy store. Well, the Poppy store let you bet on college games. And I was really feeling it. I was watching. I was like, you know what? Forget. I'm gonna put some money on him, and I won. I came back the next week, and I put some more money, and he just kept winning me money. And I was like, well, this is my guy right here. Baker Mayfield done paid a couple bills in my house. All right, that's my guy right there. He's gonna be my guy, and that's why he's been my guy.
That's a lame ass reason.
I mean, it could be. You can have your love for people how you got them. I'm just telling you my love for Baker Mayfield.
Because of sports betting. I mean,
sports betting was serious to me. I don't know about you.
No.
Whatever. That makes me like him even less.
Hold on, Ron. Before you start, let me get the Ricky Bobby question out the building. All right.
Okay.
Ricky Bobby wants to know, being the fact that Tom Brady's the GOAT. And
wait. Is he asking, is he the GOAT, or is he saying?
This is what Ricky Bobby said. Ricky Bobby said Tom Brady's the GOAT. This is a Ricky Bobby question now. Ricky Bobby said, I don't believe Tom Brady's the GOAT yet. He got to win this Super Bowl to be the GOAT to me. But Ricky Bobby said Tom Brady's the GOAT, and he says that Patrick Mahomes is coming up in the ranks. Do you believe that Patrick Mahomes needs to win this Super Bowl more than Tom Brady? Y'all ready to answer?
Oh, I got an answer. Go ahead, Ron.
I think he do.
Can y'all see that?
I think.
Let me take my background down. Go ahead.
I think he got to get payback.
I think she wrote on that paper, he ain't no damn GOAT. That's what I think she wrote on that paper.
I think he got to get payback what happened the first time when he played Tom Brady.
I mean, that's the only loss he got in postseason history.
And I really think this game, if he win it, this game will shut everybody up.
Yeah, he ain't the GOAT. Tom Brady is not the GOAT.
He is not the GOAT.
I see it.
Okay, go ahead. What are you saying now, Ron? I'm sorry.
I said this game, because Tom Brady beat the Kansas City Chiefs, Mahomes got to get past Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, my fault. Ricky Bobby said many consider him the GOAT. My bad, Ricky Bobby. My bad.
All right.
He said many consider him the GOAT. My bad.
There you go,
Thank
Shan.
you. Thank you, Ricky
Got the
Bobby.
flow.
Thank you. Oh, I got the flow. Okay.
You
So
got the flow.
okay, can I ask y'all a question? Because I don't know this offhand.
Yeah.
What season, what number season is this for Patrick Mahomes?
3.
Isn't this his third season?
Third season.
It's his third season. It's his third season, and people are already asking the GOAT question. See, this is what pisses me off about fans in these sports. When they're already talking about who is the GOAT, and they only on the third freaking season. I don't care I don't care what he's done so far. He is not the GOAT either. Mahomes cannot be named the GOAT right now. There's no such thing.
But
as
it's his 4th season. My fault. He ain't played yet.
Okay, 4th. There's no way in hell you can name somebody in their 4th season as the GOAT. I don't give a darn what they do in 4 seasons. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. That's where I'm at.
All right, now hold on. He said.
So to answer the question.
Hold on, I didn't finish the whole question. I forgot this part that he said. He said, if Patrick Mahomes loses this one, he will be 6 Super Bowls behind Tom Brady. But if he wins, he would only be 4 Super Bowls behind Tom Brady.
Who cares? Well, it's not about Super Bowl wins. That's the whole thing. You can't just count Super Bowl wins and say, "Oh, you to go."
But
any more than you can just count NBA Finals wins and say, "Oh, I will never say Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he won 6 finals."
Wait a minute, Shannon. But that's how people look at the quarterbacks. We don't say Dan Marino a Super Bowl win. Super Bowl quarterback. That he never won a Super Bowl quarterback.
I know that.
A Super Bowl win.
So but let me finish what I'm saying. Then maybe you understand where I'm going with this.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is I don't care how many behind Brady Mahomes is, because I'm not looking at whether or not Mahomes is the GOAT measuring up against Tom Brady. I don't have Tom Brady sitting over here, Mahomes over here, and I'm going like, I'm not doing that.
Well, that's what he measured. He said for him, he said, does he need this win to consider him better than Brady?
No, he doesn't need it because he's only 4 years in.
Okay.
So no, you can't sit up here and say he's better or worse than Brady. Brady been in the damn league 19 freaking years. What the hell? I mean, you really gonna compare that now? People been saying Mahomes is gonna be the GOAT. Year two, I started hearing it, and it pissed me off because I'm like, come on, y'all really gonna rush and say this man gonna be the GOAT already? Are you crazy?
That's what they do. What's a shout out to Divine Stanfield in the building? What's going on, Divine?
Hey man,
shoot.
Baby.
Wait a minute,
What's up, Divine?
It's time to go because Divine, I can't be on here with Divine. Divine, I'm scared of Divine because he gonna shut me down. Everything I say.
Why are you scared of Divine?
Not everything.
It's gonna be, but Sharon, but Miss Mullen.
Why y'all both got some Woodford Reserve in the background, probably somewhere.
No.
I'm right here.
Both of y'all got some Woodford Reserve in the background. I got some proper number 12. This is Talk Your Wish. This is what we do, goddammit.
I'm right here at the China cabinet. All I gotta do is reach right over here in this corner. And I'll get my Woodford out.
Don't stop putting my business in the streets, Dennis.
Shout out to Divine.
Divine Stanfield and Fresh Perspective. TODT's in the building.
Salute. Hey,
yeah, shout out to the
Sharon, you are actually 100% wrong about my intentions on showing up tonight.
What I do?
You're 100% wrong about my intentions for showing up tonight.
I didn't say anything about your intentions. I just said when you come in here, I know I got to go because I can't say nothing because you're gonna be like
Wait a minute now, Sharon.
See, you starting already. See.
Hey man, let me just say, Sharon, I 100% agree with you about that whole Patrick Mahomes a barrage of comments that you just gave, and I'll even go further than that to piggyback off what you said.
Thank you.
Does this whole Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT thing sound familiar to y'all?
Yes.
Did y'all not remember in year 3 after Aaron Rodgers won his Super Bowl what people said?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
He's the
And
GOAT.
that's
Now
one
they
reason why I
questioning whether
can't
he's
stand
even
him. Yes.
first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, crowning people early is something
It's
that
stupid.
fans do. We in the professional world should never get in the habit of that, or we shouldn't even be acknowledging that trap. So
Well, that was a fan question.
yeah, and
And,
it's
here on Talk You-ish is built for the fans by the
No.
fans.
No, I
Well,
disagree.
that fan need to
I
go kill himself.
disagree, Mr. Stanfield, because I don't believe fans should do it. I think it's unrealistic, and I think it's very shallow. It's unrealistic and it's unfair.
And
I think it's all of
let's
it.
be clear,
It's
Sharon. Fans range from ages 3 to infinity. So you can't tell a 6-year-old not to say or do something stupid because they don't know no better. However, us up here when we got some good sound mind, we should take this entire thing in totality. Look at the entire body of work from a person before we say that person is
well,
the GOAT.
exactly. That's the reason why I don't rank them. And when I prefer to rank players after they're finished playing. While they're playing, I prefer not to rank them because I don't know how their career is going to end up.
No,
That's another one of my questions.
Wait a minute. They might leave the game for 3 years and decide to come back and play 2 more years.
Or 3
Is
more
that
years.
going to affect their career? Michael Jordan. Is that going to nobody wants to think about the fact that he left the game 3 years and came back and played 2 years with the Wizards, but everybody who hates Michael Jordan want to talk about those 2 years at the Wizards and say, "Oh, it was terrible," but nobody wants to talk about that. He was gone 3 years and he was 42 years old. Shut the hell up.
If I decided to leave the game at age 36, 37 after walking away with my hands up in victory, and I decided to come back for age 40, 41, and 42, and I couldn't get to the playoffs, and I was helping out a bum team, I don't think that those years should count. However, some people feel differently. Some people feel like if your points count, then your games should count.
No,
all right, wait a minute, hold on. I gotta speak on that because
that's what
I gotta speak on that because one of my favorite players of all time, Reggie White, actually went to play with the Carolina Panthers. And nobody really, mentions that, but I do because I actually watched him play, and it was a season for him. But I was just looking at it like he was old and he was done, so it was like, he was just playing, close to home. That's how I looked at it.
Well,
but I never really put it in there like, oh, he went to play with Carolina and it was terrible. I never looked at it like that.
Well, but I tell you what, though, but the people who try to say that he was not the GOAT. See, you love Reggie White. You think he was the best ever at his position. You love him.
Yeah, I love it.
But if somebody comes up to you and says he was not the GOAT, because remember that bum-ass year he had at the Carolina Panthers? What would you say to that? You would say it didn't count.
No, I'll just kiss my ass. If you bringing up that 1 year, you kiss my ass. That's how I feel.
That's right. Yeah. And that's exactly how I feel about MJ. But that's okay. I digress. We can get back on topic.
My whole thing about the MJ thing is people rag, six rings undefeated. That don't mean nothing. I said, bro, GOAT mentality is about greatness. It's not necessarily about skill. And as it pertains to greatness, you don't know any other stars. You don't know any other stars that came in, went 3 for 3, took 2 years off, came back and won another 3 off the rip. Like he came back in the middle of a playoff run, had a blip, came back the very next year and swept the team that knocked him out of the playoffs and went on to win 3 more. Come on,
Orlando.
And then never saw a game 7. That's why you call somebody the GOAT. That's GOAT play right there.
Oh, he saw game 7.
He never saw a game 7 in the finals, bro.
In the finals, oh, okay. I'm gonna say he saw Reggie Miller took him to game 7.
No, yeah, that's Reggie Miller.
That was Eastern Conference. That was Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but I said all that to say this, man. The only way that I would even consider Patrick Mahomes to be in a GOAT conversation is if he would have pulled some Magic Johnson type stuff, which is coming in rookie year and winning a championship 4 straight years. That's Magic Johnson came in his rookie year to be a championship. That's when you get the eye raised like, yo, this dude
Yeah.
might. Kareem couldn't get to an NBA Finals without Magic. That's why you get, you know what I'm
What you
saying?
talking about? Kareem won NBA Finals without Magic?
Not in LA. He didn't even
Nah,
get
yeah.
Oh, I'm
That
about
was
to
in
say.
Western
Milwaukee.
Conference Finals.
That was in Milwaukee,
That
dog.
was Milwaukee.
I'm about to say.
And even with Milwaukee, he needed help from.
But almost everybody need help except from
Oscar.
there's only been one guy I seen that didn't need help.
Who?
Kareem.
The only guys that I know that
The dream.
like everybody needs help to win the big game, but there are people that can get to the big game without a whole lot of help. LeBron being one of them. He didn't have a whole lot of help that last year in Cleveland. The last year he got to the chip in Cleveland. Now to win that joint, he needed some.
Oh, you just talking about just getting there?
Yeah, just getting there.
Oh well, Allen Iverson is the guy I'm talking about. Well,
That was gonna be the second guy I brought up.
Dennis, me and you gonna have to have that Houston Rockets dream conversation one day.
the first one though.
We gonna have to.
Remember, I
have a
always say the
conversation.
first one. I always remember I said the first one.
Yeah, I understand that. But
The one without
stop
the-
saying he didn't have no help. Stop
the
saying
one without Clyde. He had no. Well, he didn't have. Let me say it. I'm not gonna say he didn't have no help. He didn't have the 2-star system that everybody else had.
Hold on.
Well, most teams back then didn't.
Did he have Big Shot Bob?
He wasn't no star. Big Shot Bob never been a star.
Just answer the
We'll
question.
talk about
He
it.
still helped.
We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Big Shot Bob never been a star though.
Did he have
He-
Big Shot Bob?
He had Big Shot Bob. He had Kenny Anderson.
Yo, for the 90s.
Yo, it's 9:15, y'all.
Yo, for the 90s.
I know what time it is.
We gotta get to the
90s and
question.
part of the 2000s was Big Shot Bob not on 3 different NBA championship teams?
Yes.
Okay. Did he not have?
Wait, hold on. Wait. No, I'm gonna let you finish. You said, I just want to make sure we get this right. You said 3 different NBA championship teams, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's a check. Now, what else you gonna say?
Did he not have Mario Elie and Sam Cassell?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a check. Go ahead. What's next?
Did he not have for his first joint, who was his power forward?
Right now, I can't remember his name. But we'll get to that later. But if we're just going back to Big Shot Bob, you just said 3 different championships with 3 different teams, right?
Correct.
So that makes you. What does that make you? I just want to know. Just I'm not asking you.
You saying I said all that to make a point. You saying he didn't have any help would be the equivalence of somebody saying that Isaiah Thomas didn't have any help. Isaiah Thomas didn't have any other superstars on his team. You can call Joe Dumars what you want. He wasn't a superstar.
Joe Dumars made an All-Star though.
He wasn't a superstar.
But he made an All-Star. He was a star. He said, no, I didn't say superstar. I said a 2-star system. That's what I said.
No. Wait. So
I said a 2-star system.
That's
So
why I
Sam
said we
Cassell
can
wasn't
talk
a star?
about this later.
Yeah, I said a 2-star system.
So
I know why I said that because I know where you was gonna go with that.
So Sam
Yeah, I
Cassell
know
was
how
a
you
star.
think.
Sam Cassell did not make an All-Star team. Sam Cassell was coming off the bench at the time because Kenny Smith was the starter.
Kenny Smith wasn't a star.
No, he wasn't. You could go look it up. I had to look this shit up twice. That's why I'm telling you this.
What do you label? Yo, Kevin Love didn't make the All-Star team last year. Does that mean he's not a star?
No. Kevin Love is nothing to what he used to be. You ain't know that.
So Kevin Love is, but does that make
Kevin Love right now is not a star. Kevin Love right now ain't even in your top 25.
Okay.
But Dennis, you don't have to make the All-Star team to be a star.
He wasn't a star.
Vernon Maxwell wasn't a star?
No, Vernon
I'm
Maxwell.
just talking in
You know
general.
Vernon Maxwell
I'm
wasn't
not
a star.
I'm not talking about Kevin
Are
Love.
we being serious
in
here?
general.
I'm just going back to you. I want to go back to your Big Shot Bob situation. You saying 3 teams
No,
and 3 different championships. What does that make Big Shot Bob?
The Big Shot Bob conversation is a piece to a puzzle, bro.
Oh, all right. Because I was going to ask you what was Danny Green after that. That's what I was going to ask you next.
Danny Green made an All-Star team?
Who gives a shit with Danny?
Then I just want to know what was Danny Green because he won 3 championships with 3 different teams.
Danny Green won an
And if the
All-Star
Sixers win this year, he'll win 4 championships with 4 different teams.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sixers
Big Shot
ain't
Bob
nothing.
played a huge part in all those teams winning championships, right?
Right.
I don't think he played a huge part.
You don't
Not
get a
all 3.
nickname- You don't get a nickname without being something
Right.
Goes
He,
along with
he
that
made
nickname.
big
The
shots
last
and
time
he
I checked,
saved
Joe
games.
Dumars
Yes, he did.
and them boys that you talking about, Danny Green, they ain't got no nicknames, bruh.
Joe Dumars if I'm not mistaken, Joe Dumars is one of the top 50 players of all time, ain't he?
No, he's
Yes,
not.
he is.
Thank you,
But
Sharon. Thank you, Sharon.
that
I
doesn't
knew
that
he was gonna
doesn't
say no. I knew
I
he was
mean
gonna say
he
no
is,
to
but
curve his argument. I knew he was gonna do that. But if I'm not mistaken, he's top 50 all time player
Wait, hold on. So is
let me
Dominique
make
Wilkins
sure.
as a shooting guard.
Let me fact check. I'm gonna check. I might be wrong, Devon. I might be wrong. Hold on.
Because I knew he was gonna say no to curve his argument.
off of whose list? Dennis?
I'm talking about the ones that was wearing the jackets. I'm talking about them top 50, the ones that was wearing them jackets.
What I'm saying is whose list is that? Because that came off of somebody's list.
That's the NBA. Top 50 players all time.
Off of NBA.com, right?
I don't know about no .com.
Hold on. I got the list. I'm getting the list.
I'm
Hold
going
on.
to NBA.com. I'm going through this list right now.
He's on there.
He's on there?
Hold on. Where's his name? And I just saw it.
Let's see here.
The new list contains 2 players. The choice of that player was Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars is not on the list.
He's not on the list. I just found it. He's not on the list. He's not on the list. He did
So
not
what
make
you
it.
gotta say, Dennis?
Joe Dumars was still good.
Yo,
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. Joe Dumars was still good.
What you gotta say now,
Okay,
Dennis?
so this is
watching
so
the show, ladies and gentlemen that are watching Ignorant Thinkers. This is what's called user bias.
Joe Dumars, I thought
That is our phrase for the day: user bias. This is
what
when
I'm.
a specific user wants his person to be on the list so bad that he believes his own lie.
That's why I said let me fact check because I'm not sure.
Oh Lord,
So I went on ahead.
I had to make sure myself.
I said I was not sure.
I'm gonna have to say I was wrong on that one.
Yo,
I can admit when I'm wrong. A lot of people can't do that.
But here's the thing. This is the problem I have when people want to talk about who a player played with and discrediting their greatness.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
Discrediting who greatness?
Anybody's greatness. I'm talking about in general. I'm saying whenever you're talking about a player's greatness and people have the conversation, they always say, oh, well, he played with this, that, and that. So of course he was good. Or he played with that and he played with less than this one. I hate that because you ought to be able to judge the greatness of a player no matter who they play with. If you know your shit, if you know your sport, if you know the game and you know what makes greatness, you ought to be able to determine that. And it's not always about who you play with. And that's one point. And my second point, then I'm gonna stop talking. My second point is stop all this I lost my train of thought. Y'all made me forget because I was looking at
You gotta write it down like you did that Tom Brady thing.
No, I ain't writing this down. The second thing is this. I just remembered. The second thing is this. When you're talking about these conversations, stop all this. Well, if they weren't an all-star, so they weren't that great, or they weren't on whatever this list or that list, so they weren't that great. Every year, you have players that have great seasons, like unheard of seasons. Just because they don't have them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons in a row doesn't mean that season that they weren't a beast.
That's what I'm saying. So that makes sense what I'm saying about the Kevin Love situation.
So listen to what I ain't talking about Kevin Love.
That's what I was on.
I'm talking about the dream.
Hold on, Sharon.
Forget Kevin Love.
Sharon, hold on.
Talking about the dream.
Sharon, hold on. This goes to your point. Breaking news. Fred VanVleet has 54 tonight. Just so you guys know. Whenever
exactly.
You get
right.
Now is VanVleet going
30 seconds left?
So is VanVleet going to be named in the next 50 of all time NBA players?
But okay. But can I say this? Is VanVleet considered a star?
No, he's not a star right now.
All I wanted to know. Thank you.
He's not a star right now. But what I'm saying to you is Sam Cassell was a star.
Off the bench.
Yes.
That was a star, bro.
Was Manu Ginobili a star?
Not in my eyes, but everybody else.
Yes, he was.
Listen, not in my eyes, but everybody else was.
Dennis, come on now.
I never liked the Manu Ginobili like that.
Dennis, listen.
Aaron, I got
Dennis,
you. I got
wait
you.
a minute now.
Aaron,
I respect your basketball knowledge, Dennis.
Right, but I never liked the Manu Ginobili, so we can't have a Manu Ginobili conversation.
This is not about
Dennis,
light.
let me ask you a question.
It's not about light. The boy was a star.
Okay.
Dennis, let me ask you a question. Manu Ginobili going to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Damn right he going to the Hall
How
of
is he
Fame.
not a star, bro?
First ballot.
He going to the Hall of Fame. Most definitely.
How is he not a star? How is he not a star?
I'm just saying, he going to the Hall of Fame, though. Joe Dumars in the Hall of Fame. Silence. Silence. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Dennis,
Hold up. Not you, Sharon. Sharon, I'm not arguing with you. Don't let this light skin motherfucker off. Joe Dumars in the Hall of Fame.
Watch your mouth.
Joe Dumars in the Hall of Fame. No. Because when I got him, I got to get him back. When he got me, he got me. Goddamn, he got me. I'm admitting. But I got to get him back.
You always do that, Dennis.
Because I got to get him back. It's just me. I got to get it.
Stop talking. Somebody will name a player and you'll say, well, so-and-so and so-and-so. It don't matter what you're saying. What my point is that Manu Ginobili was a star. That's it.
I'm going past that. You're right. You're right about Manu Ginobili. That's right. You're right. Devon Stanfield.
No, you got to be objective about this shit. I couldn't stand Larry Bird. That's one of the shootings MF
I couldn't stand Manu Ginobili for other reasons.
I don't care what they are.
It was other reasons.
Could the man play basketball?
He was good.
That's what I want to know.
He was good.
Oh my God. Okay.
I never said he was. I didn't say he was bad. I just I'm not a Manu Ginobili guy. It won't work the same way with me.
I'm done. Go ahead, Devon. I'm done. Go ahead.
Ryan. Oh no, Ryan got his questions. My fault. We about to hold up. I forgot. Yeah, Ryan got his questions. Go ahead, Ryan.
I can't deal with that.
Is Rivers a Hall of Famer?
Oh shit, I'm out.
Why you even ask that? Why you even get him started with Phillip Rivers? Why you bring him up?
I just answered a question.
Up around him?
I just answered a question.
I'm not gonna answer it. I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna answer it. Tonight is just, I forgot he had that question too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I forgot he had that question, but I'm not gonna answer it. I'm gonna let y'all answer it.
Go ahead, Devon.
I don't know what's going on here.
He said it's Phillip Rivers. They said it's Phillip Rivers, the first Hall of Fame.
A first ballot.
Oh, you said first ballot.
Yeah.
Oh, my answer is no. He's not a first ballot.
Hell.
I think he'll get in though.
Oh hell.
I think he'll get in. Kelly said, "Hell to the no."
Kelly crazy.
Shout out to Kelly for the culture.
Is his Hall of Fame status predicated on how many kids he has?
Here we go with the kids, yo. That's the only thing I don't like about the Phillip Rivers talk. They be quick to bring up how many kids he got.
I should know you was going to go there.
But they don't. But see, look, I understand when Devon say it. Devon joking. But they say the shit, like when they put comparisons of him and other quarterbacks, they put down the bottom, kids, 9, other person, 0. Like, what the fuck they got to do with this gameplay?
I ain't never seen that.
I'm Sharon, when I find this shit, you're going to be laughing. I'm going to find this shit for you.
I want you to find it to show it. I've never seen
that.
Dennis, this is why. Every offseason that this man had, he had a kid.
Okay. My answer is no, he's not first ballot, but I do believe he will make it in. Do I think he deserves to make it in?
Listen, Phillip Rivers.
I don't know. Yeah.
Phillip Rivers got some of the best numbers of any quarterback in NFL history. So he has, because of his numbers alone, he's gonna make it into the Hall. But y'all got to remember, the Hall of Fame is about production and not necessarily winning. Because if that was the case, then Dan Marino ass don't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Now I want to ask you, since you said that in the playoffs,
I'm gonna leave
what
that
he done in
conversation
the
alone.
playoffs?
Huh?
What he done in the playoffs?
I think he's been to an AFC Championship game.
I think he's been to one AFC Championship game.
I don't think it matters. I think he'll still get in.
He gonna get in the whole, bro. Dan Marino never made it past a AFC Championship game. That don't mean he.
Dan Marino made it to the Super Bowl.
He made it to the Super Bowl.
You talking about his rookie year?
Oh,
No,
the rookie years don't count? What the fuck? You gonna say you talking about his rookie year? Did he make it to the Super Bowl or not? What the hell?
Yo, let me ask you a question. The team that he took to the Super Bowl and lost.
Can't hear you, Devon.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The team that he took to the Super Bowl and lost with, is that not the same team that went? That's basically almost the same team that went undefeated, ain't it?
No, that was in 72.
I said it's basically almost the same team, isn't it?
No.
Didn't he go to the Super Bowl in 78?
No. He didn't get drafted to like 81.
81 or 83?
The hell? I think it was either 81 or 83. That was 10 years later. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of players that play that long.
Hold on. No,
Let me fact check.
Bro, did that Miami Dolphins team that he had?
He got drafted in the 80s. I know that for sure.
In the previous year, wasn't that Miami Dolphins team in contention for a championship?
I don't know about the previous year. I wasn't born in 85. I can't tell you.
It was like either 1, 2, or 3 years previous. Ain't that what quarterback came before Dan Marino? What?
It probably was Brian Greasy. Bob Greasy. My fault.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Probably Bob Greasy. Bob Greasy. Never mind. I ain't gonna get into that Bob Greasy.
It was Bob Greasy. Wasn't that team in contention for a championship? It wasn't the 72 Dolphins team, but it wasn't that team in contention for a championship?
Well, Don Shula was still the coach.
That was a good thing.
Dan was still on there. Dan was on there. This is 83. Dan was on there. You want to know who
he was drafted in 83 with John Elway and Jim Kelly.
Right.
Hey, Elway went first. To the Baltimore Colts.
Elway's still the only one to win a Super Bowl out of all three of them.
Yeah, but they all been to a Super Bowl though, so that was a good thing.
Some of us been to 4 and couldn't get it done in none of them.
Yeah, I said I've been to McNabb, been to 1, been to 5 NFC Championship games though. Shit. I know the feeling.
Now, my next question. Did every NFL team that needed a new head coach get it right?
No.
No.
No. Detroit got the wrong guy. Houston got the wrong guy.
Wait a minute. He more worried about biting people on the kneecap.
Yeah, Detroit was supposed to get the ball from the Jets. Anytime somebody says that they want to go to Detroit, like I said before, you go get him.
Devon said that on the show.
He don't need no damn interview to be with your damn Detroit Lions.
Hey, y'all, to answer y'all question on who the quarterback was before Dan Marino got there, it was David Woodley.
Oh, Lord.
That's who it was.
In 1980, in the year 79-80, who was the quarterback?
79 to 80?
Yeah.
At the Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
It was Bob Greasy.
I told you.
God.
I said it was probably Bob Greasy. I did say that.
Yeah, it was Bob Greasy. Hold on. I think so.
The Bob Greasy teams was one or two steps away from a championship. And
wait a minute. It says Guy Benjamin. Guy Benjamin was the quarterback.
Oh, Bob Greasy got injured?
No.
Bob Greasy.
Bob Greasy
was on there too.
Bob Greasy did get injured, and that's why they needed Dan Marino.
Right. And they don't. In 79, Bob Greasy and that other guy was Guy Benjamin were the quarterbacks. And I don't know who the starter was.
Man, Dan Marino ain't come to 83.
Was Guy Benjamin black?
Well, let's see.
The only black quarterback I know about Miami having that I can remember off the top of my head is Dante Culpepper.
What about Pat?
Pat White. Damn, I forget my boy Pat White. God, because he got injured by the Steelers.
No, Guy Benjamin was white.
He got injured by the Steelers on what I thought was Bountygate, but Sharon said it wasn't. So I'm gonna leave it like that.
It wasn't. You just want to believe it was.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said, Detroit got it wrong. The Eagles look like they got it wrong too. So I'm gonna say that too.
About
Yeah,
the
they got it
Chargers.
wrong.
No, I like the Chargers, boy. I just think that he was part of that what me and Sharon was talking about earlier. He's part of that white privilege. I'm gonna have to say it. He's part of that white privilege. He
How
went
about
from a linebackers coach 1 year, defensive coordinator next year, to a head coach the 3rd year. You name me any black dude do some shit like that, I'll leave the white privilege shit alone. Just name me one that did that shit in the NFL.
Hey,
3 years straight like that.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah.
Guy Benjamin.
Hey, Sharon.
Uh-huh.
Guy Benjamin is number 10 on the Miami Dolphins list of busts. He never started.
how about Jacksonville, Dennis?
I don't know about Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville might got a good situation over there.
Wow.
I think Jacksonville might got a good situation over there with Urban Meyer. I don't think that they draft Sunshine.
Oh, you call him Sunshine too. So
I don't think that they draft Sunshine.
Sunshine.
AKA Ronnie Bass. Ronnie.
Game ball. Ronnie Bass.
Ronnie Bass, yeah. Ronnie.
I'm gonna watch that
I had
tonight.
12 sisters and brothers. I was the youngest one, but they all looked up to me. Look, King needs you, Ronnie. Then the boy will say to him, "You had 12 brothers and sisters?" I had 8. 12.
I swear that movie is great. It's one of the greatest movies ever.
What do you think, Devon?
What do I think about what?
Oh, David Royce in the house. What's up, David Royce?
About
About the
did,
L.
quarterback.
Raven.
You're right.
About what?
did the teams get the head coaching right? They needed one.
No, I don't think. I don't think that. I'm not as pessimistic about the Detroit hire as I am about the Houston hire.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Detroit hire is, what did you expect?
Kneecaps.
No, I'm saying that's typical Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, that's
So how you feel about the Houston hire? That's a new one to me.
the Houston hire is a atrociously bad hire.
I can't hear you.
I said the Houston hire is a very, very bad hire.
Why?
You're hiring you're hiring a loser to be your head coach.
Mm.
Who was the head coach?
They got the
Yeah, go ahead. Sirianni or something like that?
No, Sirianni's who
No,
we.
Sirianno is the Eagles.
No,
Yeah, that's who we got. We got the boy from South.
I'm gonna talk about him.
They got
his name is McCulley or something like that. Cully.
Oh, okay.
David Cully or something like that. He's
The
been
black
on-
guy, right?
Oh yeah. Donovan do call him black. Yeah.
He is black. He's 65 years old.
He's been on. First of all, if you wanted to keep Deshaun Watson around, you definitely went out of pocket on that one because he said he wanted a younger coach that he could relate to.
Right.
And then
and he said he
You got a
wanted every be in it.
65-year-old.
And he said he
let
wanted.
Herman Edwards carry around the same flip phone. So
Mhm.
Leave her alone. We love her.
he's still hanging up on folks like this. Click.
I just watched Herm today. Shout out to Herm, man. Shout out to Herm.
Salute to Herm Edwards, man.
We love Herm, man. We love Herm. Me and Sharon love
He's
Herm.
been on two of the worst performing offenses ever.
Mm.
Oh yeah, he was there when the Chiefs couldn't score a touchdown, right? The wide receivers ain't scored a touchdown.
For one touchdown.
I still love
Is Aaron Rodgers just like Drew Brees in the playoffs? Can't get it done.
They only both won one NFC championship game.
Yeah. The answer to the question is yeah.
Crickets.
No, the answer to the question is yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'll s- mm,
Yeah.
I'll s-
Has he
I
gotten
will
it
he
done?
said playoffs. He said playoffs. So yeah.
Playoffs.
I will say this: they are not the same.
Has he gotten it done?
Both of them got one Super Bowl.
Both
Right.
one Super
And
That's
Bowl.
both
it.
and both of them won it 10 years ago.
Both of
Yeah.
them won it 10 years ago. Both of them have had very little success in the NFC Championship games.
Right.
But the reasoning behind the two is it's a different. There's two totally different reasons, so they're not the same. They're not equal.
Oh, okay. All right. What's the next question, Ryan? I said we're gonna have to get on fresh perspective to get the real answer for them.
Do you think
That's what's
the
going to happen.
refs would cheat for Tom Brady in the Super Bowl?
Wait
No.
a
In
minute.
this
Say it
Super Bowl.
again. What you say?
Do you think the refs would cheat for Tom Brady in this Super Bowl?
No.
No. No.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
I don't think I don't buy into the
The refs
whole
don't have to.
I just don't buy into the whole conspiracy theory about how the NFL has the referees cheating for time or the referees collectively get together and say, oh, we're going to call plays favorably for him. It looks, even when it looks like it, I just don't believe that that's what's happening. But that's just me.
Okay.
I will say that the NFL the referees don't have to cheat for time because some of the players are on the payroll anyway.
I'm gonna have to say I agree with that. Some of the players, I just don't believe that it's gonna happen in the Super Bowl. But I do believe with that some of the players, especially once Warren Sapp broke it down to me on what they pay rate is and stuff like that.
You believe what? What do you believe?
That some of the players are actually taking money from Vegas now that the sports betting has got bigger and bigger.
That's why I never wanted it.
I understand why you
That's
didn't want it, but I
why I
like it.
never wanted it.
I like it.
That's why
Sorry,
I
Shane.
never wanted it. And I said when they first came out talking about they about to legalize this, I said, okay, it's gonna affect the game. No, it's not. I said, okay.
The only thing I don't like is I don't like the lies that they tell, like, oh yeah, we're gonna use this money to do this and do that. And, like, you're not using that money for that. You're using that money to go in your pockets. Like, let's be real. You're not using that money for that. Sports betting then made a lot of money in places, almost billions.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Hey man,
It's affecting the game and the quality of the game. And as a person who absolutely loves the game, it pisses me off. I don't even want to think about it.
I don't care. I love it. You know why? It adds an extra dynamic in terms of what can actually happen. And if there's anything I love about sports, it's about the unseen dynamics. If you want to subject your family to be killed for some points in a game, then do that, player. That's on you. It's on
I
you.
don't like it.
All I
like
know
sport.
is if I can get the insider trading event so I can put my money down, so be it. I will be putting down this money so we can all win.
This is so big.
I've been a winner,
Hey man, what
and
I
I've
will
been a
tell you is
loser.
this: I have never in my life seen two of Aaron Rodgers' receivers drop clear-cut touchdowns to win a game until this past week. And that is why Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers are not the same. These gentlemen, Mr. Lazard, I know you was on the Mafia payroll because you could have ended the game by yourself twice.
Lazard.
Mm.
There was one joint that he was wide open though.
Wide open.
Wide, but he didn't get the ball though. One joint he was wide open, he didn't get the ball.
The joint that he dropped right here.
No, not the one he dropped. The one Aaron Rodgers forced it to Devontae Adams at the back of the end zone.
Oh yeah.
But if he'd have looked at Lazard made his corner fall.
Where he was underneath.
Yeah.
I think by that time Aaron Rodgers had figured it out that this dude is dropping passes on purpose. It's like, nah, I'm not taking it.
Yeah. Brian, you got another one?
Do you think Deshaun Watson should come home or where he should go? Then
Come home is ATL. That's what Ryan want.
Okay.
Oh, hell no.
I will say
at first I did say yes to ATL, but now I'm saying no.
Go ahead, Dennis.
You know where I want him to go. I've been saying this shit since last year. Miami.
Well,
I've been saying Miami since last year.
I will say this, Ron. If there was ever a player that should go home in the NFL, it's Deshaun Watson. Because with all of them weapons that Atlanta has to offer on offense, you get Deshaun Watson, you dang sure ain't got to worry about the long ball being thrown.
mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about the offensive line being trash because he don't need an offensive line because he ain't had one since he got in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So you really only got to worry about shoring up the defense. So if there was ever a player that should go home that I wouldn't have to worry about getting lost in the sauce in terms of getting lost in the nightlife of Atlanta, it would be Deshaun Watson.
I could see two places he could go. And Chicago, one of them. You give Deshaun Watson that defense and wide receivers, I guarantee they're going to the NFC Championship next season.
It's cold in Chicago, though.
It might be cold, but trust me.
Man, good.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you right now. At the 2 seasons, he's gonna be the best quarterback Chicago ever had.
He'd be the best quarterback.
Yo, he'll walk in the building as the best quarterback we ever had.
I was about to say.
So
I'm gonna give McMahon his props. He won a Super Bowl, guy. I'm gonna give him his props. That's it. That's all I'm giving him.
Man, Godspeed to my man Jim McMahon and the BYU boys. I mean, I love y'all to death, man. If Deshaun Watson walking in that locker room, bro, your reign is over as the best quarterback.
I guarantee it. If he go to Chicago, they in the NFC Championship next season. I guarantee you.
We'll never get Deshaun Watson because we're still reaping on the curse of not drafting Donovan McNabb. So
No, y'all couldn't have drafted Donovan McNabb.
yes, we had a trade on the table and we opted out of it.
Oh,
We had a
That
trade,
was my last
trade
question.
on the table to jump Andy by 1 or 2 spots.
oh shit. We would have had Dante Culpepper.
Whoever y'all would have had. We had a trade on, and then we were gonna draft Patrick Mahomes from what I just read.
I don't understand why y'all didn't draft Deshaun Watson. I didn't understand that. But anyway, I'm gonna let that go.
So they were drafting Patrick Mahomes because they didn't think Deshaun Watson was going to be on the table. Trubisky was a last second.
Trubisky, what the? Whoa, wait. You do know he was picked first out of them 3 quarterbacks, right?
Yes. And we traded up to get him, and I don't understand why they thought.
No, y'all traded up 2 spots because you thought San Fran was going to get a quarterback.
Yeah, but initially we were supposed to be trading up to get Patrick Mahomes, not him.
Oh Lord, okay. Ryan, you got another question?
That's it, man.
Sharon, you ready for your chocolate girl moment? I'll let you have the floor, Cheryl Miller. Sharon Muller, Cheryl Miller.
My introduction.
Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is the chocolate girl moment. I need to get that on the sound bite so I can just hit the button. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the chocolate girl moment.
You say it right.
I did. I was about to sing it. Hold on. I gotta get my mic. Miss Chocolate Girl. Gotta get my mic.
All right, listen. So we were talking about coaches, right? And we have all these interviews going on for all these coaches. And Philly picks, what's his name, Dennis?
Nick Sirianni. He from South Philly.
Yeah, well, who is he?
That's what I said too. Who would say it again?
Where he come from?
He's the Colts offensive coordinator.
Well, what's his resume? Is his resume any good? I mean, how long has he been offensive coordinator? What's his pedigree? I'm still waiting to hear what this fine pedigree is. I am so pissed. You know, I don't like the Eagles anyway, but I was counting on them making a good hiring decision, and I don't even know why I did that. Why do I keep disappointing myself and expecting the Eagles to do the right doggone thing? I don't know why I keep doing that to myself. But then they picked this dude, and I don't know if any of y'all watched Highly Questionable the other day. I think it was yesterday.
It's highly questionable that any of us watch highly questionable.
Well, I do. I watch it. And Bomani Jones and Dante Stahl Foxworth was on there and talking about the press conference that what's his name, Dennis?
Nick Sirianni.
Did as the new head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And this dude is standing there like his eyes look like deer in a headlight, stammering and stuttering, talking about the system, how they're going to develop a system that's easy to learn. So we don't even have to think about it. So because if we don't think about the system, then your skill and your talent can take over. This is what this man is saying. He's standing there as a white coach in a league with all these black players, and he is going to say that the direction his team is going to go in is we're going to create a system that's easy to learn for his players. Really? I'm looking at, I had to rewind it because I just could not believe this man was standing up there saying that. When he's giving his press conference, he's standing there in a Philadelphia Eagles pullover. Why? Because what I found out is he didn't wear a suit to the press conference. He didn't have a suit with him. They just got this pullover out the back and put it on and said, here, do your press conference. And they had to give him some talking points to say because he didn't even have his shit together on what to say. So if you are put in charge of a brand new team, you are hired as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in a sports town like Philadelphia. You are expected to be a leader of men. You're going to lead these men who are showing up every week, game in, practice in and out, putting their very livelihood and very lives on the line to play a game and make you look good. And this is how you stand up there and represent them. And you say, I got to come up with a system that y'all dumbasses can understand. That's basically what he's saying. We gonna make it so easy for you so you don't have to give any head thought to it. Just let your talent take over. Now, whether or not he meant it, whether or not that was his intention, I don't care. It's what he said. And the way he said it. And the dude and the guys on the show were talking about it like, dude, you're supposed to be leading these men somewhere. And this is what you're talking about? I was highly disgusted by it. And I can tell you right now, if he had been a black coach standing up there saying that, he would have been obliterated in the media by everybody, not just on highly questionable. That's my minute. I'm mad about that shit.
It's like 3.5, but okay.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
I can't hear you, Devon.
He said that was like 3.5.
Oh, well, you know, I can take as many as I can take more, but I'm just gonna let that be it.
Yeah, that was definitely.
But y'all supposed to respond. I ain't supposed to just rant and y'all just keep it moving. You supposed to respond to that.
The response I had earlier, like I said, I have no choice. I have to give him a chance. I'm an Eagles fan, so I have no choice. You know, even when we had Chip Kelly, even though Chip Kelly did wear a suit to the conference, Doug Peterson did wear a suit to the conference.
It's his first one.
Doug Peterson did wear a suit to the conference, and Andy Reid.
He didn't have a suit. He didn't have a suit because they didn't make him have a suit. He didn't wear a suit to the doggone interview.
Yeah.
They let him get through an interview with no suit.
And a lot of people are saying
to make him feel comfortable in an interview.
A lot of people are saying that he got hired because they wanted a puppet. They wanted somebody that they could use and higher management could do what they wanted to do. So that's why he got the hire over Josh McDaniels and.
You think you could control somebody who's not willing to wear a suit to the interview or the press conference?
Well, they think they control him anyway because I think that's what they was doing with Doug Peterson. At one point, they was trying to control him until he got sick of it.
Yeah, he said saying, hey, I want to, have some say. I want to kind of hire some folk, and I want to do this
Right.
and this, and I want to decide who's gonna play and blah blah blah. They were like, nope, out of there.
Right. And it's like you can't. And I always say you can't. It's like you can't have too much mouth in Philadelphia, or you're gonna be out of there.
Say so.
That's what I say.
Well, I was highly offended. I ain't like that shit. He already starting out in the dumpster with me.
I loved it. I loved every second of it.
I just bet you on that. I'll be watching. I'll be at the games.
He reminded me of Tom Thibodeau.
I like Tom Thibodeau though.
I do too. I don't know. I don't make no comment about Tom.
Thibodeau does not conform to the ways of the world. He just do what he want to do, whatever he feel like. In other news,
hey Dennis,
this Brooklyn Nets Clippers game is off.
Dennis, check your messenger.
Okay. I do want to let y'all know that we are coming up on the end of the show. Does anybody got any last words?
Yeah, man. Can I speak freely, Dennis?
Yeah, you can speak free. This is Talk Your Ish. This is built for the fans, by the fans.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, go ahead. And I hear you.
Fuck Chad Wheeler.
Ooh.
And there'll be more on Fresh Perspective this week. And for you media professionals that ain't covering that story, that wanted to rake DeAndre Baker and fucking AB over the coals, and y'all not covering the story the way that y'all need to, including the black media professionals like Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion and all y'all, fuck y'all too.
Yeah, well, we was gonna talk about it on Time with Shine on Thursday.
Well, good. You'll get double coverage on Thursday. It's definitely being covered on Fresh Perspective. Believe that. 9:30.
Yeah. I do you now. A lot of people saying he was on roids and all that, but I mean, at the end of the day, that don't give you the right to hit nobody.
What day at 9:30?
Thursday
at 9:30.
Thursday. Okay.
Hey Dennis, let me ask you a question. And this question was posed to me by Courtney Chappelle. Shout out to Courtney Chappelle.
Shout out to Courtney Chappelle. Can't wait to talk. Can't wait to get on the show with Courtney Chappelle. I'll be there in May. I'll be down there in May.
Hey, listen. When the last time you seen somebody who has bouts with manic depression? When's the last time you seen somebody that be their first time having a bout with that? The first time that being their incident. Usually, people who deal with manic depression, they have repeated incidents. There's a history, right?
Right.
People will use any bailout, especially as it pertains to mental health. People will use any bailout to get out of a situation. But fuck you.
Mental health. Yeah, you're right about that. I'm not going to talk about mental health people because I don't have that issue. So I'm nothing but praise to y'all. But
I don't. If that's.
But they do use it as a bailout for everything.
Though. If that's the truth, then so be it. You know, whatever. I'm not apologizing for shit. And the reason why is because y'all clearly don't give a fuck, because this is a white man beating up on a black woman, but you don't see no coverage. But let it have been the other way around, or let that have been a black man beating up on a black woman,
it would be everywhere. It would be everywhere. Shout out to Colorado. It would be everywhere.
I want to say this. I think I think he should get banned from the NFL.
Damn, that ain't enough.
And throw it in jail.
That's what I believe.
I don't even know if you should be banned from the NFL because Randy Gregory. Okay.
Ray Rice.
Yeah, Randy Gregory.
Yeah, but Randy Gregory's still in the league though.
But look how they did Ray Rice.
So I don't know.
Yeah, but Ray Rice got caught on tape.
Right. I don't.
Ray Rice. Let me explain to you the Ray Rice situation. Ray Rice shit was so bad. SVU made a whole segment show about it and put Megan. And if you want to see it, it's the only one that got Megan Good in it. They wouldn't got Megan Good for this episode.
But he hit a female.
Listen,
right.
Let me tell you something. If first of all, the Chris Brown episode was replicated as well. That's first of all. Second,
it was.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Brown Rihanna joint was replicated as well. So let's not act like SVU don't be all over this.
No, they got the joint with the bull talking about 8 ribs with the bull. They got that one too.
SVU might have the best subliminal media coverage ever known.
Yes, so that's why this is my favorite show, yo. 22 seasons. That's why that's my favorite show.
If there's a scandal in real life, best believe SVU gonna replicate
Right.
that on next week's show too.
Yo, you ain't lying. And they got the
we recorded a show for next week, but we gonna have to switch it out. No, but man, with this whole thing, bro, all these shows out there, and shout out to Jalen and Jacoby, they covered it, but in terms of mass media coverage, like
ESPN said something about it later.
Yeah,
Later. It was later.
And even as it pertains to that, bro, like I got a huge issue with this because you look across and I even throw shade at Black Lives Matter because that's run by Black women, right? That's started by Black women. Where is the coverage over this? Where is the outrage, bro? And again, this is brought heavily to my attention by Courtney, So and I did what he asked. I looked around. I looked at the media coverage. And I looked at like all these different outlets, and the story is like so minute. And in my mind, it's minute because of one or two things. Either it's not a Black man beating up a Black woman, so it's not news, or it's not a high profile player. High profile players don't because he's not a high profile player. He doesn't warrant enough media coverage for it to get blown up in the media. But best believe this is any of us blown up.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I'm concerned, my FU still stands, and that's where I am.
Yeah, I want to, like I said, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Oh no, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Dennis Holmes, Ryan Thomas, Sharon Mullen, and Devon Stanfield. Ricky Bobby, thank you for the question. To all the fans out there, thank y'all for each and every Tuesday coming 8 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in to the Ignorant Thinker podcast on all major platforms. God bless. Good night.
Good night.
Stop live.